Okay, welcome to the Children of the Book YouTube channel, where we want to talk today about some of the things going on in the world, some global news. America has us, everyone poised on the edge of their seats at this very moment, I'm sure, worried about uh, the Christian missionaries that have been kidnapped in Haiti, and we're all on the edge of our seats about that. Even though I'm pretty sure that's about money. They're in desperate condition in Haiti, and they're probably going to want some kind of ransom. But that's not what we want to talk about. While they're have your minds on those things, I want to shift gears and head overseas a little bit and talk about what's going on in China. And if we remember last year, this article here is dated December the 2nd, 2020, that China was building a 12,000 mile per hour hypersonic jet engine that could fly planes or missiles anywhere on Earth in 2 hours. And they were talking about the technology they had. But remember, before we go any further, Russia had this technology first. And Russia and China have been playing war games for the past 4 or 5 years. So it only made sense that if Russia was first with this technology, then China would end up with it at some point, considering they're not enemies, sworn enemies like the United States and China, or the United States and Russia. So if they do war games together, that's like America cooperating with Europe. They're going to have some of the best weapons. They're going to share some of the technologies to make sure that they'll protect one another's common interests. So Russia started with this technology first. Now China in 2020 began working on it. And then we'll fast forward. Here's another article from the Washington Free Beacon. It was 2018. So that's how long China's ambitions have been to test this new hypersonic missile. 2018, and then we talked about it in 2020, and now North Korea, for some reason, North Korea tested a hypersonic missile 18 days ago. North Korea hypersonic missile shows neither sanctions nor diplomacy can end Pyongyang's nuclear ambitions. And the thing about these hypersonic missiles is that they're fast, and nothing can shoot them down. America likes to tout its Patriot missile system, and it holds its own when you're dealing with conventional missiles and conventional weaponry. But this is new level. If we understand that we're moving into a new world, then we also have to understand that the armaments going into those new worlds are going to be different also. I won't be surprised if somebody comes out with a laser soon, or some kind of laser gun or something. But we have to be mindful that as we shift into this new world order, as they like to phrase it and call it, in order to keep this new world order, you're going to have new technologies to go along. And that's the 5G technology. That's these hypersonic missile systems. That is all of the leaps and bounds they made in technology with the facial recognition software, the automated animals, the robot dogs that we see bouncing around. They're trying to make robots look like humans. It's just the technology has jumped in leaps and bounds. And why I'm saying that, because the U.S. since the 40s has always been the leader in technology, has always been the leader in new age technology. But with this hypersonic missile systems coming into action around the world, and the US doesn't have a system like this, nor can they stop this system. It shows you that the United States has fell behind in technology. And though they like to play with iPhones and do all of this nonsense, China and Russia and North Korea, they're serious about their ambitions. And America can't you can't dominate the world if you're bogged down in Afghanistan and you're bogged down in all of these forever wars all over the world. Your enemies are capitalizing on that. And because of that, you have failed in the technological advancement. So North Korea shows you that their technology is basically just as good as America's now. Because remember, if somebody pushes the button on one of these bad boys, you'll probably see it in the next hour or two from that side of the world. And wherever it hits is where it hits because we have nothing that can stop it. It goes that fast and it has the ability to zigzag so that all of these other, this normal missile capability can't do that. So if you can't even do that, you can't keep up. These missiles can dodge your missiles and they can dodge your weaponry or whatever it is that will give them some kind of problem. They can dodge it. And they're fast and they like go up into the upper atmosphere so you can't see them coming, but you can probably hear them when they rain down. So now got up this morning and remember Russia is first with this. And now China has tested a new space capability with hypersonic missile out of MSN, Microsoft News, Straits Times. It says China has tested a new space capability with a hypersonic missile. The report, citing multiple sources familiar with the test, said Beijing in August, now listen to this, in August launched a nuclear capable missile that circled the Earth at low orbit before descending toward its target, which three sources said missed by over 20 miles. You know, it's nuclear capable, in case we didn't catch that part. He took it, what they're saying, he took it around the world and it hit its target within 20 miles. And it circled the Earth at low orbit. This was in August. We're now in the middle of October. Do you see can you see the trickery now with everybody concerned with the Haitians and the what's going on in with the Christian missionaries? They're not concerned about the Haitians. They're concerned about the Christian missionaries that are in Haiti. But this is what your enemies on the other side of the world are this is what they're doing with their time. FT sources said hypersonic long glide vehicle was carried on a Long March rocket, launches of which it usually announces through the August test was kept under wraps. The report added that China's progress on the hypersonic weapons caught U.S. intelligence by surprise. So you can't, Babylon has been deceived. And the Most High said that he was gathering an array of armies, basically, in my own words, an array of nations to stand against her, to bring her down. Sound familiar? I think that's in Jeremiah 50, 51. Fall of Babylon. An array of nations. They're going to stand against her and they're going to shoot their arrows. And what we're seeing now is their arrows that they're going to shoot that are not going to miss. Pentagon spokesman John Kirby said he would not comment on the specifics of the report, but added, "We have made clear our concerns about the military capabilities of China. China continues to pursue capabilities that only increase tensions in the region and beyond. That is one reason why we hold China as our number one pacing challenge." No, it's not a pacing challenge. They got these bad boys up and running. They passed you. You just want Americans to think that it's a pacing challenge. And yeah, we got some fancy stuff. But when these things rain out of the sky with nukes on them, or if they do, that's going to be a terrible day for America. Terrible day. Along with China, the United States, Russia, and at least 5 other countries are working on hypersonic technology. Now, let me show you. This particular line right here is to calm the nerves of the Americans and her allies. At least 5 other countries are working on hypersonic technology. China, Russia, North Korea already have hypersonic technology. The United States is working on hypersonic technology. Hypersonic missiles, like traditional ballistic missiles, which can deliver nuclear warheads, fly at more than 5 times the speed of sound. But ballistic missiles fly high into space in an arc to reach their target, while a hypersonic flies on a trajectory low in the atmosphere, potentially reaching the target more quickly. So if we shot and they shot, we may hit them, but they'll pretty much knock us out first and may even get, you know, a couple of barrages off before ours even hit. And remember, they have the Russian made S-400, S-500, and that is equivalent, or actually it's a little bit more efficient than the Patriot missile system. It's a little bit more advanced. So if we shot them and they shot us, theirs would get here quicker, and they have the ability to probably double tap us and shoot our missiles down. There's your World War III scenario. But they got you worried about some Christian missionaries in Haiti. America is behind. Is behind. Now Russia, remember I said working on hypersonic. Everybody else's is working. America's is not working. They're still working on theirs. Everybody else is adding to theirs, adding payloads and doing different kinds of tests with theirs. But America is still working on getting its first one to do what it wants to do. If you have that bad boy to where you can hit within 20 miles and you carrying a nuke, that's accurate enough. That's bullseye, because everything within that is going to be wiped out anyway. So it's not about accuracy with these things, not necessarily, but if you can get it within 20 miles of a target with a nuke after you done flew it around the earth, come on, man. That's big boy stuff. According to CNN, and this is Monday, October the 4th, Russia test fires submarine launched hypersonic Zircon missile for the first time. So Russia's moved past the big nuclear payloaded kind that can go around the world. They're on to something else. They got hypersonics. They're launching out of submarines. And I've actually seen a few videos of those, and it is pretty, those things are fast. Russia said on Monday it successfully test launched a Zircon hypersonic cruise missile from a submarine for the first time, a weapon President Vladimir Putin has lauded as part of a new generation of unrivaled arms systems. That means America doesn't have it. The defense ministry, or nobody has it but him and China and seemingly North Korea. The defense ministry, which tested firing the Zircon missile from a warship in July, said that the Severodvinsk submarine had fired the missile while deployed in the Barents Sea and had hit its chosen target. Low-quality footage released by the ministry showed the missile shooting upwards from a submarine, its glare lighting up the sky and illuminating the water's surface. Wonder if they have that video. Some Western experts have questioned how advanced Russia's new generation of weapons is, while recognizing that the combination of speed, maneuverability, and altitude of hypersonic missiles makes them difficult to track and intercept. And that's basically the West is saying that um, they can't stop. They don't have anything to block that. In July, parts of footage showing Russia's advanced new S-500 surface-to-air missile system appear to have been deliberately blurred to make it harder to examine in detail. Now, this is the S-500 and the S-400. This is what America has. Its counterpart is the Patriot missile system that, or the Iron Dome that they use in the land of Israel over there. But this is more accurate. And if you pay attention to world news, Turkey is a UN uh, participant. They are part of the UN. But Turkey wants to buy some S-400s and S-500s from this missile system. They want to buy that from Russia, and they've already bought some, and I think they want to buy more. They like them so much. Well, by them being a part of the United Nations, America has a problem with that. And it strains the tensions because America wants to sell its product. It wants all of its friends to buy its products. And a few years ago, when Turkey's president announced that they were going to buy these missile systems, America said that it wasn't going to sell its top, I think it's the F-35. It wasn't going to sell that jet to Turkey because why would you have America's jet and Russia's missile? And you can work the bugs out. The missile is supposed to be so awesome that it's leaps and advances ahead of anything. And if you don't believe me, remember when Israel a few years ago, they were attacking Syria just whenever they wanted to, just run across the border and blow up stuff in Damascus and just hitting targets all over the country and just doing their thing. Well, they messed around, Syria messed around and got some S-400s from Russia. And so now that slowed all of that down a whole lot. You don't see very many Israeli jets bombing targets in Syria just at will. Now they do it. I think they hide behind cargo ships or cargo planes and all kind of stuff, trying to mask themselves from this missile system because they're afraid of it. Putin announced an array of new hypersonic weapons in 2018 in one of his most bellicose speeches in years, saying that it could hit almost any point in the world and evade a U.S.-built missile shield. This was 2018, people. And if you didn't know about this in 2018, then it is it's time to catch up. The world is spinning, it's moving fast, and America's only showing you the parts that are going to keep you dumb. We'll tell you how to survive. Don't worry about it. We got it covered, this, that, and the other. No, they do not. No, they do not. And they're going to talk themselves into a hot war. And then this is what we're going to get in the end. Now, and I'm going to try to watch the video. I hope the audio isn't too loud. I didn't know that there was a video for this. I'm going to watch this video. This came out this morning in the Sun, October the 17th, 2021. Dragonfire. China takes lead in hypersonic arms race as U.S., Russia, and North Korea battle for 21,000 mile per hour nukes that can hit anywhere in minutes. China appears to have taken a shock lead in the hypersonic arms race as the world's powers battle it out for the next generation of devastating nuclear weapons. Revelations that Beijing flew a nuclear-capable missile around the world throws down a gauntlet to the other nations chasing hypersonics, the U.S., Russia, and North Korea. Now, China, they sent it around the world back in August, and they just now letting it come out now. So just imagine what they're capable of now and what they've worked on now. The hypersonic missile arms race. U.S., China, Russia, North Korea all have the terrifying weapons. I don't believe the U.S. has it, but I believe that's propaganda. Range, secret. See, that means that they don't have it light enough to be carried on ships. That's propaganda. Top speed 3,800 miles per hour. That's look at Russia's Avangard. Top speed 21,000 miles an hour, can strike anywhere in minutes. Now that's where we are. Look down here at China. Secret, which that's just saying that they're not telling you the name of their missile. 25,000 miles, top speed unknown. Missile circled around the globe in a test flight that stunned the U.S. This is the things that we need to be concerned about. This is what is important in my mind. If you would have taken care of the people in Haiti like human beings, they probably wouldn't have kidnapped any missionaries. I'm sure. You don't just kidnap the people that are helping you, but that's to keep your mind in another place, keep your eyes and your ears trained somewhere else while the house gets ready to burn around us. U.S. intelligence and military officials were reportedly left stunned after China launched a rocket in space carrying a hypersonic glide vehicle which circled the globe before speeding towards its target. The next generation of weapons can hit speeds of up to 21,000 miles per hour and potentially even faster, and are seen as devastating new frontier in warfare. Hypersonic missiles are a game changer because, unlike ballistic missiles, which fly into space before returning to steep trajectories, they zoom in on targets at lower altitudes. China, followed closely by Russia, were already regarded as having the most potent hypersonic missile arsenals, pouring billions into them, but others had been seen as catching up. But the shocking revelations of their missile test back in August has sent shockwaves through the Western intelligence, who fear they actually underestimated Beijing. U.S. intelligence and military officials were reportedly left stunned after China launched a rocket in space carrying a hypersonic glide vehicle which circled the globe. Circle the globe, we read that a couple of times. Circling the globe, it shows the weapon potentially has some range of 25,000 miles and can operate in space. It means the missile can theoretically hit anywhere on Earth. The nuke-capable missile, however, missed its target by about 24 miles, 20 miles, 24 miles, when it was secretly launched, intelligence sources told the Financial Times. Now, that's supposed to make them look bad. But like I said, if you got a nuke on it, it don't matter if you miss by 20 miles. But the chilling test has alarmed U.S. officials and shows how China has made astonishing progress on the development of its hypersonic weapon, sources said. We have no idea how they did this, an intelligence source said. Taylor Fravel, an expert on Chinese nuclear weapons policy, said a hypersonic glide vehicle armed with a nuclear warhead could help China negate U.S. missile defense systems. You better wake up. Hypersonic glide vehicles fly at lower trajectories and can maneuver in flight, which makes them hard to track and destroy. He warned it would be destabilizing if China developed and deployed such a weapon. Well, China's already developed it. They just haven't deployed it yet. And the revelations comes as China and the U.S. have been warned to be flirting with the risk of war as they continue to row over Taiwan. Now, Taiwan is probably going to fall, and America's probably going to let it fall. These are some of the test flights. The hypersonic missile test was carried out on a Long March 2C rocket pictured here, launching the Shenzhou 13 spacecraft. So this one doesn't have a missile attached to. I mean, it's not a nuke. This is something that they use like a cargo just to get stuff up to their space station. But they can also use it to deploy a nuclear warhead. China appears to have made astonishing progress in the development of its hypersonic weapons. I'm telling you, that thing is fast. It follows North Korea's announcement that it had joined the Hypersonic Club at the end of September, with Kim Jong Un's regime said that it had launched a missile named the Hwasong 8. North Korea's news agency said its development of the weapons increases North Korea's defense capabilities 1,000-fold. That's that first strike capability, and ain't no coming back from that. North Korea's news agency said its development, 1,000-fold, and the firing of Kim's missiles came a day after it was announced that the U.S. tested its own hypersonic weapon. So we're at the same pace as North Korea. How sad is that? We have the same technology. We're in a technological race with North Korea. Somebody that we used to look down on, and everybody laughed when Donald Trump called him Rocket Man. Rocket Man has done got him some arsenals. Among its hypersonic missiles is the DF-26, which state media boasted can reach top speed of 18 times faster than the speed of sound. It is capable of traveling far enough to blitz the U.S. territory of Guam in the Pacific Ocean. The missile can carry conventional or nuclear warheads, and one variant is said to be able to take out carrier groups in the ocean, in the open ocean. So if they can use it to take out a carrier, they'll never see it coming. They might hear it, but they'll never see it coming. The missile, which has a range of 2,000 miles, can travel at 6 times the speed of sound. 6 times the speed of sound. Is designed to create a chemical explosion over a city and cripple it within seconds. Now, choose what is most important to you, brothers and sisters. I'm gonna watch this video, and I hope it's not too loud, but if it is, I'll see if I can. I don't have the best internet, as you can probably tell. Hopefully it'll, only a minute long. Hopefully it'll start up on us. If not, I'll stop waiting on it. But back to what we were saying. Now is the time to get the house in order. Now is the time to make sure you repent. I think it started. Can't hear anything. Okay, I think that's just gonna spend a lot of time buffering. Maybe only a minute long. Couldn't get any sound to come out of it, so we're gonna move on. But as I was saying, family, now is the time to get our house in order as best we can. As best we can. Now is time to repent. Now it's time to leave a lot of this nonsense and different things of that nature alone, and just turn to the Most High, turn back, and because our enemies, I mean, when I say our enemies, I mean America. I mean, not America, China, North Korea, Russia. Our enemies have been working, and they have been working quietly, and they've been working together. And anybody can dispute it and say, no, they're not working together, but they have been, because this is technology that it's surprising. They're telling us now about what they did 2 months ago. That means that we are behind. Right now, we're equal to North Korea as far as the missile systems that we have, and or the capabilities that we have. And I just don't think that that's just that's by design. I don't think that that's some kind of game or some kind of something that we got left out of the loop and nobody really let us know what was going on. I'm not sure, but I know a lot of spies were killed not too long ago, and a lot of and we just found out about that. But I just want you to take, and that you can find us on Spreaker at Children of the Book podcast, where we do basically the same thing, try to talk about the news, keep our people informed on the things that we need to be doing, the things that we need to be looking forward to. I'm going to take one more glance back at this, just to give you another glimpse at the capability. I don't know if I can make it any bigger, but at the capability of, this is where we stand here. Hypersonic air breathing weapon concept, it's secret. So we're not even telling anybody how far it'll go. But everybody else has a range on theirs. Ours is secret. Don't let your government fool you. Don't let these people, don't go to sleep and trust these people. We know what we always get it the worst. So we should prepare ourselves for the things that are to come. Remember, look for us on Spreaker. We do podcasts at least 2 to 3 times a week. So check us out. Try to keep everybody abreast on different information, and even a little bit of music from the Hebrew brothers and sisters that are dropping music out there. So like us, subscribe, click the notification bell, and we'll see you on the next video. Grace and peace to you. Shalom.